infamous. I'm one of the most notorious slashers in history, and I don't want to give that up. I am Chucky, the killer dog, and I dig it!
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Vent Your Heart Out. I'm your host, Gustavo, and right here I got a special guest in my podcast now for the third episode of Vent Your Heart Out. Clear to introduce yourself, my boy.
And is me, Beavrr, also known as Buzz Bunny,
Oof.
or formerly known as Beavrr.
Because everyone calls you Beavrr. And how did you even get that name? I don't even think I know that. How did you get the name Beavrr?
Well, does everybody know that you live in like Jersey and shit?
Some people, yeah.
Alright, well, in Jersey, I moved from one town to another, and the first day I moved to the new town, I shit you not, there was like a whole bunch of kids just like fucking playing on these couches that the previous owners threw out on their lawn.
Okay.
Like all the kids on the block are just fucking chilling and playing on the couches. And I just roll up and they're all like, "Hey, are you the new kid?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then one of the guys was like, "You look like a beaver." And I'm like, "Okay." And then he's like, "We're gonna call you Beavrr." And I'm like, "All right."
What the fuck?
I swear to God, cause I mean I'm short, and when I was younger I had like really bad buck teeth. Like I would always have my two teeth coming out of my mouth for some reason.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't know why I would always do that when I was younger, but yeah, that's how I got that name.
How did how many of people called you Beavrr, if you knew?
Oh, everybody.
Everyone called you Beavrr. Like no one called you by your first name.
Yeah, everyone who I didn't know from school called me Beavrr. Like anyone who used to live on that block. And
dude, I didn't know this at all.
Yeah, that's how I got that name. And
what the fuck?
Everybody just called me Beavrr. Like even when they introduced me, they were like, "Yeah, we call him Beavrr," and they were just like, "All right, cool."
All right, cool. Fuck it, we'll keep it. Why did you keep that? Like, did you ever thought of yourself like back then when they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna call you Beavrr from now on," or some bullshit because you look like one? Like, you didn't really look at it like as an insult or anything. You just took it.
No, not really. I didn't really care too much.
Wait, who was the people that were there that was like, "Yeah, we're gonna call you Beavrr from now on"? Like, is there anyone that I knew, or were they just random kids?
I'm trying to think. I don't think you know any of them, to be honest, because they were a lot older than me too. Like I was probably in like fifth grade, I'm gonna say, and then they had to be like middle school, like seventh grade or some shit.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, probably I would have never even known them at all. But like that's crazy. That was actually very interesting. Like right when we started the podcast, and then like I was like thinking to myself, I'm just like, what kind of like Beavrr's Beavrr. I can like ask him pretty much anything, and he wouldn't give a fuck. But then I just realized in my head, I'm just like, all right, so like, what got you that name? And I was like, wait a minute, yeah, what? Why is your name Beavrr? Like I never knew that. Like I don't even think George even knew that. Like how long you knew George?
I knew George since probably middle school, since probably sixth grade, I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. And like, what got you into like the last time that I remembered, you told me that like it was because of like art reasons and stuff like that. Reason why you were cool with George.
Yeah, George. I would always see George drawing, and by the odd chance, he just saw me drawing. Like on my fucking, I would just draw on my planner or on the books I would read, because I wouldn't read them.
That was always the thing. Is it's like we always drew on the books that we know we never open, or we end up drawing on our planners. It's like my planner was fucking filled, bro, like of like graffiti and shit.
Yeah, George's planner was filled too, and he's like, "Yo, you draw pretty good." I didn't think I drew that good, to be honest. But I mean, if it catches someone's eye, I guess.
I just pictured George just saying that, "Yo, you draw pretty good."
Like that's pretty tight, bro. And I'm like, thanks.
Thanks.
And then he showed me like his whole sketchbook, and I was like, holy shit.
That's George. That's always George.
Yeah, like I never seen anybody like have a sketchbook like that other than like probably Jesse, because he would always make comics since like elementary school.
Yeah, that's wild. Like that kid's been doing that shit for like ever, bro. That's
Yeah,
gnarly.
he's been doing that forever.
What was the first game that you got yourself into playing fighting games? Because I know for a fact, like for any of you guys that did not know that me and Beavrr played, we play a lot of fighting games on our time. We're even in a team called the Shaolin that I personally made, and it's just
Yo,
pretty much friendly guys that are just like we play fighting games for a fucking living, and we want to like participate in certain tournaments and stuff. And now the team's an esports team now, but like at that point we played a lot of fighting games, and we play any game really. We'd be playing Halo and Gears and a bunch of other fucking games that we just like playing nowadays. But like we still play fighting games whenever we get a chance to. But like I just wanted to know for you, Beavrr, what got you into fighting games?
what got me into fighting games? Well, I mean, since I was a kid, I've always seen fighting games. Like probably the first fighting game I seen was MK2 on SNES,
Mm-hmm.
and my dad just had me on his lap, and I was just fucking
Jesus.
chilling. Yeah,
Wow.
and other than that, I would always go to the downtown area a lot when I was younger. So there was hella shops with arcades in it, and I would just play it cuz fucking video games. And
Right.
I was I didn't know any fucking thing I was doing. I was just mashing the buttons, moving the stick. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having hella fun.
Yeah, you're button mashing. That's it. You didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I was probably like 4 years old at that time.
Wow.
But the game to like make me go into it
Mm-hmm.
fully,
Yeah.
I might have to say either Marvel 2 or Tekken 6. One of those two. Cause at the time, I'm gonna say like middle school time, I was, I was OD into Halo and Call of Duty. Like FPS was like always the shit for me.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I never really knew fighting games were um, like were as big as, well, not as they were now, but as they were back then even. Like
Right.
people having tournaments and like fucking having like renting out venues for tournaments and stuff like that. I never knew about that.
Dude, that's gnarly. I never even knew that. Cause I thought like how you started was like probably playing like Street Fighter. Like that was with me. I played like Street Fighter 4, and that's what got me into like fighting games. Like if I knew, oh yeah, this can be competitive. There's controllers called arcade sticks that you can have portable arcade like in your home and all this other
Oh
bullshit.
yeah,
Like
now that you bring that up, I remember when, like around that time, well, actually when like Marvel 3 came out, I was like, yo, do they have these fucking controllers for homes? Like the fucking the arcade shits, and as soon as I seen one, I'm like, holy shit, I have to get one. And from then, like, I just been playing on a stick. Well, now since recently, I've been playing on a hitbox.
yeah, and I've realized I saw a tweet you posted up being like I am a hitbox player now, and I was just like, ooh, that's kind of interesting now that I picture it. I kind of want to like play you against like a couple of games, probably Tekken, maybe Street Fighter even or some bullshit. And we'll see like how you play on that. You most likely would be like gnarly as always, but I really want to see that shit in person though. Like I want to see like how that.
Oh, in person,
Yes,
I'd have to get a bigger stick because the wire this shit comes with is really short.
really. Well, my setup it's not even that much of a big deal. Like we'll be playing like some fighting games on my PC, and like I have two monitors. Like that shit would work. Trust me.
See,
Like
I'd have to like, cause I have it, so it's like like literally a keyboard in front of me.
oh okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Um, how are you with horror movies?
With horror movies,
Yeah.
it depends what kind of horror movie it is, to be honest.
Like from a limit from like slasher films is like I feel like that's like whatever with you, and that's like movies like Halloween, Scream, any slasher flick, you'll be good with.
Yeah, slashers are mostly fun to watch.
They're
You
always
know,
fun to watch.
I don't know why. I just like while watching it, I kind of like to make fun of it, but then again, there be some scenes where it's like, oh shit, this bitch is fucked.
Yeah, like I feel like I want to know if like the limit of horror is like very very weird, disturbing imagery, probably would fuck your head up, psychological in a way, like those type of horror flicks. Movies like Hereditary or movies like I don't know, like The Grudge or some shit. Something that is just freaky.
Oh,
You're just
like,
like, no, I can't.
okay. I don't think I've really seen a horror movie like that. I think I've
Really?
mostly seen slashers and like probably like what do you call those? Like mysterious thrillers or I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
thrillers. It could be thrillers
Yeah,
even.
like some shit like Saw where it's like a fucking like a mystery. I kind of like horrors like that where you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I get it. It's just like for me, I'm most likely gonna be asking like a lot of like every episode of this podcast. I'm gonna be asking like every guest this question, and I want to know is what is your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie?
Yes.
Um,
Most likely there's gonna be people that don't even fuck with this
shit.
genre at all, but like I just want to know. I'm always curious.
Horror movie.
Yes, like what is your favorite horror movie? It has to have the genre of horror, so even slashers count. All that shit count. It doesn't even matter. Pretty much like what's one
Um,
that you don't even mind watching over and over again, I guess. Even though you're not like some people would be like, well, I don't really watch horror movies like that, but like what's the one that you enjoyed? Like what's the movie that you enjoyed just watching? You're like, okay, that was fun.
I'd have to think. Hold on.
I have to think. This one's a big
To
doozy
be
one.
honest, it'll probably be like a zombie movie, like Dawn of the Dead or some shit.
I can see that. I never even expect you to even watch me like zombie movies, like Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, those shits were
I
fun.
love zombie movies.
Same
Anything
here.
zombie is like it's just fun.
Dude, you know like Kayla never saw Shaun of the Dead and I ended up showing it to her.
Bruh.
She never seen that movie and I was just like, oh, we have to fucking watch this movie. We watched it and she liked it. She enjoyed it. She thought it was funny. So I was happy about that. I was like, okay, thank God. That was done from your to-do list. So yo, tell me how I told George about Six Flags.
Oh yeah?
Dude, this shit, you already know it's gonna be funny.
Is he coming? Is he gonna go?
No.
Why?
Hold on, wait. Let me tell you this shit real quick. So I was telling my mom about it. I was like, yo, mom, tell me how like I'm bringing Kayla, I'm bringing my boys and shit like that. We're gonna go to Six Flags for Horror Fest. She's like, oh, isn't that shit that like they scare you and stuff? Is it only that for that month? And I'm like, and she's like, when does it start? I'm like, oh, it's gonna start like in the, like late September, and then it's gonna end in like the beginning of like November. It usually does every year. And I told her like, oh, this year, cause you know we're fucking free now and vaccinated and crap. I'm like, we're gonna definitely fucking go. We're gonna achieve this shit. And so far everyone was down. I told Joe's like, dude, I'm so fucking down. Just let me know when. It's just like if it's gonna be a specific weekend, I'll prepare it. I'll be like, anything I'm gonna do on the weekend, I'm not gonna do shit because I'm gonna go with my boys to Six Flags. So everyone's pretty much down.
Yeah, word.
Kayla's down, you're down, Joe's down, Juan, my brother's down, and
Did you tell him who's down?
yeah, I did. I told him like on the phone. So now this is what's funny. So my mom, I was just like, my mom's a fucking trooper. Anyone does not know. My mom is fucking great. And I was telling her about this shit because I wanted her to be like, hey, can you come with us? Because I want my mom
Get the
to get
fuck out of
scared.
here. Your mom's gonna come with us?
I thought that would be fucking lit if my mom comes with us. So she said no because she's like, I don't got time for that crap. But the thing is that like I was just like, but like I was bummed out because I really wanted my mom to come with us. You will love my mom going with us and shit. Seriously, like she's a fucking greatest. But shouts out to my mom. But still, like that's when my mom said to ask George, I completely forgot about it. And then Juan was laughing, like, oh, he's gonna definitely pussy the fuck out because George can't handle horror. Like whenever he gets scared.
Bruh, but I mean, it's not like fucking. It's not that crazy.
It isn't. It's just that like when it comes to horror movies or some shit or anything, it doesn't have to be a horror movie. If George gets scared, like you see him jumping crap, but then when you witness it, you're like, oh, did you just get scared? George would always deny it, and if you start laughing like, oh, you got scared, like George would get pissed. George doesn't want to be known of a person to get scared. So
George is gonna be the first one dead in our family.
so like at that point, that's when I was like, me and Juan were like, oh, let's fucking call him. So like Juan was with me, and then I call George, and then George was like, yo, what up? And we were talking about Comic-Con stuff, which I have to talk about with you later. But like we were already talking about Comic-Con, so I called him like 3 times, but then I called him a 5th time. He thinks I was gonna talk about Comic-Con even more, but I was like, no, I dropped that shit already. I wanted to know, I was like, yo, these specific people that I mentioned already, we're gonna
Wait, he's not gonna go to Comic-Con either?
No, that's not it. I'll tell you about Comic-Con. Just hold on. So I pretty much just end up telling him like, yo, these people are gonna come. I'm inviting all these people. The only person I'm gonna pay their ticket for is Kayla, because this is her first experience, and to be honest, she doesn't like getting scared, but she wants to have fun. So I was like, I'll spot you the ticket. But you guys are cheap fucks, and I know Beavrr, you'll buy yours, and Joe will buy his, and Juan will buy his, and everything, all that bullshit. So like, so I told George, like, all these people are coming. We want you there. We're going to go in October, so it's not as of right now. It's just that we're planning it out, that we know that these people are going to come through and we're going to have fun. I was like, we want you to come with us, though. Are you going to come with us? And George is like, nah, I'm not wasting money on that shit. I was like, why not? We're going to have fun.
Wasting money?
So yeah, this is what he said. So like, he was like, oh, I don't want to waste money on this shit. And I was like, dude, it's going to be fucking fun. If anything, I'll spot you with a ticket. How about that? Free of fucking charge. Because we want you there. Then George is just like, no, that's just not fun. I don't like roller coasters. I'm like, we're not gonna go on roller coasters though. Like,
to me, we're not gonna go on roller coasters. Hold up.
Yeah. Like the thing is that like we're just there to fucking get scared and go into the haunted houses that they have and the mini games they have and all this other bullshit and walk around and stuff.
I want to go on roller coasters.
You can go on roller coasters. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just more just like I told George, you don't have to go on a roller coaster.
No, George is going on the roller coaster.
So
we're all going on the roller coaster.
Fine. So it's more of like with George is having all these excuses. So I'm just like, George, it's gonna be fucking fun. What the fuck are you gonna be doing? Just drop everything that you're gonna fucking do. We're gonna go on a weekend. We're gonna have fucking fun.
Bro, that motherfucker's coming. Don't worry about
it. So this is what he says. George is like, we'll talk about it when that month happens, and then he hangs up on me.
When that month happens?
Yes, he tells me when the month of October shows up, when it's like October, and we're already planning the shit out, like, oh, what day or what weekend we're gonna go to.
We're in the car and shit, yo, George.
We're in the car. No, not that early. Not that early. I mean, like when we announce, like, oh, we're already thinking about which weekend we're gonna go. Should we go Saturday, Sunday, whatever, blah 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 blah. We didn't even go yet. That day, George said that he'll fucking talk about it. But most likely, he thinks that I'm going to forget. This is what he does. Like, if he doesn't like something specific or some shit, he really wants to just keep it on the down low. Let it be for a while. So then if I forget, he's like, see, I knew he's going to fucking forget. It was fun. There you go. But if I do remember, he's like, what are you talking about? You never told me about this.
I'm going to bring it up the next time we're all in a call.
He's like, yo, George, we're all in here. Let's go. Honk. And he's like, fuck.
Like, what are you going to do right now?
Yeah, it's always nothing. He's gonna bring up some shit like, oh, I'm gonna go to a friend's house, but he does not want to get scared. If there's something that involves him getting scared, he doesn't want anything to do with it.
I enjoy getting scared, to be honest.
Dude, you need to get scared. If you don't for fucking years to come, watch when you do get scared when you're like 50, you'll get like a heart attack because you never get one.
Not you.
Well, that could happen. I don't know. That usually would happen. If you never get scared, you're like, I don't want to get scared, and you just don't fuck with that fucking.
See, that's
like,
why we need to get George to get scared.
Exactly, man. I was like, dude, get your blood fucking pumping and flowing. Like, don't you want to fucking have fun?
Cock hard.
And I even told him, like, we're not even gonna go to like the VIP era where like people can pick you up and shit. We're not even gonna do that. We're just gonna go there and have fun. If we just happen to get scared, it just happens. They're not gonna fucking touch you. But George doesn't want to get scared because he doesn't want to be known for a guy getting scared. Yeah, and that's like, it.
Oh shit.
I don't know why. I can see you just doing that. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh shit.
don't know why. I would just stay next to you. Kayla would just be like, you cannot leave my sight. I'll be like, hold on, babe. I'm with Beavrr right now.
Oh, wait, where's Beavrr?
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, where's George?
Oh, no. Yo, but tell me how, like, George even said on the phone, I shit you not, me and Juan didn't even want to expose himself that he was next to me, but he was laughing so much because George is so fucking, like, he's in a limit of being a pussy just for this comment that he said. He literally said, I'll just wait in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's even more scary. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, technically, it's like you're asking someone to, like, show up and see you in the car. And then
Yeah,
they just...
that's mad. That's more scary and awkward.
Yeah, but, like, that's just George. Like, George even said, like, if anything, I could just drop you guys off or some bullcrap. He's, like, saying stuff like that. Like, I'll drop you off or I'll stay in the car or some bullshit. I'm like, dude.
Bye, abuelo. We'll see you later.
Bye, abuelo. And George would encourage it. He doesn't even care if you roast him or if Joe roasts him or if I roast him or some bullshit. Juan can be like, stop being a fucking pussy or some bullshit.
Right,
George,
fuck that shit. Get out the fucking car.
George won't care. He would not. He'll lock the car and he'll just start laughing. He'll laugh at all of us. He really doesn't give a fuck on how many people would convince him to do it. Even if there was a girl that was like smoking hot and she would be like she would be like, oh, she can just be like, hey, I want you to hold me and shit. I want you to protect me and crap. A girl that's trying to get in his pants, he wouldn't even let that happen.
Georgie, be my senpai, ooh.
George would be like, hey, you got all my friends there. You got Beavrr and you got Gus. They'll protect you.
He'll be like,
like, she would be like, George, help me. And George would be like, psych. Like, deadass. Like, that's how George is. And seriously, like, Juan was fucking, like, dying when he heard that shit. And it's so stupid because it's like, dude, don't you want to, like, have fun? We're in a group. You're not going alone. Like, we're in a group and we're having
you're
fun.
You're a grown-ass man.
why are you saying that tone? First of all, you're a grown-ass man.
What the fuck? We're around people.
Yeah, we're with a bunch of witnesses and shit. No one's gonna hurt you, bro. Like, they're just gonna be like, booga, 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 and that's it. And then they leave. Like, they go for people that are, like, technically the ones that are just, like, they're really, like, they're victims of to the shit that they get scared.
They're gonna go for George.
They're gonna go for George, yeah. I tell them, like,
be alone.
pretty much the only ways that you're gonna get scared a lot of people when all the killers and shit, all the actors are there. They look at people, they're extremely fucking vulnerable, so they're like super scared. They go after those people, and they go after the people that are just like, this isn't scary. This isn't scary. This shit is bullshit. None of this shit is scary. When they see people like that, they go after them the most. Because they're gonna fucking scare you. So if George does not look happy, and he looks like he's forced into this shit. Yeah, and if he's just like, oh, this shit's whack, or this isn't scary and stuff, because knowing him, he will be like, he tries to be a big shot. They're gonna go after George the most. And then George's gonna be like, oh, fuck! And then they're gonna be like, haha, yeah, scared, bitch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Gotcha. So yeah, as of right now, George is he doesn't want to do none of that shit. So we gotta convince him to fucking go with us. We gotta force him or something. We need you, bro. Beavrr, you're the only person that's just like, you're the type of person that's like, hey, bitch.
George is gonna fucking go.
He has to fucking
like, yo,
go.
if you don't go, you're gonna make this shit whack, because we're all gonna be like, yo, George should have been here.
Yeah, 100%. Like, we were supposed to go like 2 years ago in 2019, but then like it backfired because like my girlfriend wanted to bring her sister and she backfired on it, and then apparently it was like a family situation, so Kayla couldn't go, and then I was kind of bummed, and then me and Juan were just like, fuck it. We didn't invite anyone else. It was just technically us four. And then at that point, we just ended up just saying like, fuck it, we'll just stay home and watch horror movies or some bullshit. I don't fucking know. But like, yeah, that year it kind of backfired. But like right now, obviously that everyone's fucking vaccinated and they're doing that shit clearly for this year. And it's fucking stoked. We're gonna, obviously, we have to bring friends and shit. And you're the first person I hit up. I'm like, yo, are you down? You're like, yo, I went to one of them. I'm down. And I was just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, we gotta dress warm too, because that shit was cold as fuck.
I'm done. I'll be prepared for that day.
Especially
You know.
going on the rides, bro. I remember going on a Green Lantern ride. That shit felt like ice was hitting my face.
Oh fuck.
Word.
So and then when I told Joe's like, dude, I am so fucking down. Why? Like he was like, why are you even asking me the question? I'll probably show up and I'll just meet up with you guys. Like he was so convinced that he's so fucking down.
He's like,
for it.
I'm at Six Flags already.
He's like, yo, are you down to fucking go? Like, dude, I'm already here. What are you even saying? So at that point, yeah, we're gonna go in October and that's gonna be fucking lit. But yeah, we gotta convince George. I need George to fucking get laid back. Be chill. Stop being so uptight and be like, I want to do my own things. I don't want to do stuff that people think it's fun. It's whack. Like, that's pretty much like what he does. And I'm like, dude, you're so fucking lame. You gotta like chill. You gotta have fun. Like look at all of like we're all there. It's like Beavrr's there. You like Beavrr. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, Beavrr's gonna be there. I always have to convince him that like, hey, your homies that are there, they're gonna be there. Wouldn't you want to hang out with your homies and get scared together? Like, that's what I'm telling him. And to convince him to be like, fine, I'm down or some shit. But like, no, everything budgets. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
What does George like to do?
I think that is a great question. I don't really know what he likes to do. Like, yeah, he has hobbies and stuff, but like, I don't know what he likes to do. Like, I don't know what makes him get excited to do stuff at home. Like, I don't know anything that he's like, yo, I can't wait to do this. Like, I don't know anything. Like, yeah, he collects Pokemon cards and stuff, but that's just a hobby. I don't know if that excites him, but that's George. I don't know what the fuck to do. You ask him that question. But other than that, like, yeah, I'm stoked for it. But like, I wanted to mention about Comic-Con. So Comic-Con, like, for resale value. Not even like just getting the tickets. Resale value, people are selling it for like $100 pop or more.
What, the tickets?
Yeah, the tickets that you get for Comic-Con. Like as of right now, there's like this website that you can get from resellers. And this doesn't mean the tickets itself. We still have to wait for the tickets to show up. But the resale values for it, Friday is gonna be like $150. I think Saturday is $195.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's scalpers, man. Scalpers fucked it up. Scalpers literally fucked up Comic-Con this year.
Wait, are there no more tickets?
We have to wait. There's gonna be a drop that you have to have Comic-Con like notified on Instagram or on Twitter. I recommend Instagram because they post it up way faster, and Twitter they post up like later on, which is pretty much the time where it's already sold out, so it's too late. So go on Instagram and have them notified. They'll post it up and they'll be like, hey, at this time or some shit, we're gonna have tickets, so be prepared. They're gonna do that. So then it's like, oh, when 10 o'clock hits, like 10 a.m. or some bullshit, boom, get your tickets, and then that's when you gotta get it. But right now you can buy resale tickets from Comic-Con, and they're expensive. And I have group chats on my phone, and there's people that are like, yo, you saw this shit? And people are pissed off. They're like, I'm not gonna go because we thought Comic-Con was releasing them that price, but they weren't. They were resellers. We figured it out later on, but still, like, it's kind of gnarly. And the only thing I'm just saying is that, like, yeah, we're still gonna go to Comic-Con. It's just kind of hard right now. It's kind of bullshit. That's why I wanted to mention it to you, that like, yo, like, be careful. Don't spend like so much on a ticket, even though it's supposed to be like $60. Is like people are selling it for like 100 something for one ticket. It's insane. The only tickets that are available are the digital ones, and no one wants to stay home for Comic-Con.
Digital ones?
Yeah, there's digital ones. You can get a badge. It's only on Sunday, and the badge is completely available. You can buy it now. But the thing is that it's digital, and you will only see Comic-Con and speak to celebrities and all this other bullshit through the computer. You're at home.
That's fucking whack.
It is whack. And right now you can buy them. There's tons of them. No one wants to get them though.
Who the fuck is gonna get that?
I don't fucking know. But at that point, yeah, that's it for fucking Comic-Con. I want to know what was the first horror movie you saw?
The first
Ever.
one I saw?
Yeah, like the first one that you ever saw that you were like, this is a scary movie.
The first one that I could remember that scared the fuck out of me was probably Creepshow 2.
Creep Show 2. Holy, you saw that, bro? Like,
Yeah, that shit. All those fucking skits and fucking of horror shits,
Mhm.
they were mad creepy.
That's insane.
Like
I
there
didn't
was,
know that.
I don't know if it was the first one or the second one to be honest, but I
That's fine.
remember one. I think it was a school, and they had a fucking like a gorilla chained under a like in a box or some shit. It looked like a
Right.
gorilla. I don't know what the hell it was. He had big ass teeth under like some fucking like some just in like some closet looking thing. I don't even know what the hell it was. But that shit came out and he showed his face and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm
Oh my
terrified."
god. Okay,
And
yeah,
then
that's crazy though. I didn't know that about you.
yeah,
That you
there's
seen that
another
one.
one with fucking there I think he's a scientist or something and he had like a fear of roaches. Bro, that shit scared me too.
Holy shit. I think I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what it's called right now. Until like I see like a title. But no, cuz like my first horror movie that I ever seen in life when I was a kid. I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I remember seeing the first ever Halloween movie, but I don't remember the whole entire movie by heart. I remembered seeing Laurie Strode hiding behind a couch, and she's like freaking out and crap. And I see Michael right behind her, about to grab her, and then she fucking stabs him with like some weird like it wasn't a knife or anything, but she like stabbed him on the neck with like a clothes hanger or something. And then he's like, "Ow, this fucking hurt and shit." And he just gets up, and then he just like falls on the ground. And then she's like tired and stuff. And I remember seeing that when I was a kid. It's like I still remember to this day. I was in New York City. I was um I was at my grandma's house in Brooklyn, and she has like a small ass television. You know that shit, bro. Like there's small
Yeah.
TVs, bro. There's small TVs, and like I see the TV and I see Laurie Strode like crying, and I see Michael trying to grab her, and I was like, oh, whoa. Yeah. But I remember when I was a kid and I saw like Michael like she was banging on the door for the kid that she babysitted, and you just see Michael
Yeah.
just walking towards her far away, and just keeps coming closer and closer. When he kept coming closer, I kept backing up from the TV when I was a kid. I was like, what if I back up and then Michael won't touch me? But like it didn't like that didn't really like when I was a kid I was like, yeah, it helped. Michael didn't grab me, but he grabbed her instead. Ha ha ha. But like but I was fucking traumatized. I was like, no, stay back.
Damn, you let the lady die.
Like, damn man, your kid self was so harsh, bro.
Us.
But yeah, that was the first horror movie that I saw. And the horror movie that got me into horror, like got me into buying all these toys and customizing masks and trying so hard every year in Halloween and all the bullshit, like the thing that got me into horror was has to be the Rob Zombie Halloween, which is the remake. Reason why that got me into horror is because like Rob Zombie made Michael super creepy. Like his mask is like so fucking creepy compared to the rest of the Halloweens, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like how they're making it like all dirty and deformed a little bit now.
Yeah, well, like now is like it's way better. Like the 2018 Halloween and shit, like the newer one where they're bringing it back and it's in like in the lore and shit. But I mean the Rob Zombie one, the one that came out like in 2009 when they showed like him as a kid and growing up.
Oh,
Yeah, like that movie was that's my favorite horror movie. As much as a lot of people would be like, "Oh, yo, that movie's shit," it's still like it's one of my favorite movies of all time because it got me into horror. And it's just because like Tyler Mane, he's a wrestler, and he played the Rob Zombie's Michael Myers, and the dude is fucking so tall, almost 7 feet tall.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like super aggressive, gory as fuck. He is super creepy. Like seriously, just him walking across like the street or like in the block where Laurie lives and shit, and you just see him in the corner or whatever. Him being aggressive towards his victims is like that. What got me like, I love this fucking franchise so
And
much.
that motherfucker is tall. He's 6'9".
6'9", dude.
Holy shit.
Tyler Mane is 6 fucking 9, and he played Rob Zombie's Michael. And that's what got me into horror. That movie. So, like the rest of the Michaels, they're like, yeah, they're okay. Like they're all great. They're all enjoyable to watch and stuff. But like, I think the Rob Zombie's Michael got me into horror, and That's really it. But like, still though, like I'm a fucking freak show because like, not that much people are really like into horror like that unless you are into it. And I'm gonna be going to like a horror con in New Jersey someday. It's gonna start like in September. And it's literally called like New Jersey Horror Con. There's a bunch of celebrities there, people from like Sleepaway Camp, all the Michaels are gonna be there, all the people that played Leatherface is gonna be there, like a lot of famous people are gonna be there. And like I want them to sign shit. It's gonna be gnarly. And I'm gonna like go. Probably with Juan as well, because Juan is into horror. And like you've seen my collection of horror movies, bro.
Not recently.
Oh well, it's a lot now. But like it's pretty gnarly. Like I got myself into this shit like nothing, and I'm happy with it because like back then I liked it, and it's funny though. Whenever George said something was gay, something was whack or some shit, I always listened to George. When I was a kid, everything that George said to me, this is whack, don't do this or do that or whatever, I'll do it. Because I always thought George was cool. To be honest, I would have never known you or anyone else if it wasn't for George. Any friend of mine's as of right now, from Joey to well, except Joe. I mean like Joey Beltran. Like I would have never known him because of George. Like everyone else, like you, Jesse, Tyler, Fernando, like I don't know, anyone that I can name, even people that you probably don't even know. I would have never known them if it wasn't for George. So I always followed George around a lot. And whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I like horror movies, George's like, nah, them shits are gay as hell, man. Like fuck those movies. And I'm like, yeah. Wow. And like I remember like if there was like a video game I wanted to buy, if I'm like, yo, I wanted to buy like Naruto Storm 1, like the first Storm game. Or not even, it's just like any Naruto game or any game in general. It doesn't have to even be Naruto. If George's like, nah, fuck that game, get this game instead, I'd be like, okay. Like everything, no joke, everything that he said. I remembered I really like when it came to music. I always loved like metal, rock, punk. I always loved that music when I was a kid, growing up from middle school and above. But like, whenever George was like, nah, fuck that shit, man, listen to rap and shit, and then he got me into MF Doom and yeah, like once again, music is music. Whatever sounds good, sounds good. But like back then, I really liked punk and rock, and George was like, nah, that shit's gay, it's just whack. And once again, back then,
to hella punk and rock in high school.
Yeah, and the thing that's so weird is that like when George, I don't know, whenever George said something was gay, back then, if someone says something was gay, you don't want to be known for that. Back then, so like
I feel like people always used to say shit like that.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Like that's gay.
Yeah, like, oh, that's gay, or like that's for like fags or some bullshit. Like it's fucked up, yes, but like fucking back then, if someone says something about it, like, oh, that game's for like for the gays or some bullshit, something like so fucking dumb to say. Back then, you didn't want to be known for that, so you just.
To be honest, whenever it came to like music or games, and somebody would say that, I literally didn't give any fucks.
Yeah,
I'm like okay, I don't give a shit. I'm having fun.
Yeah, like when George did that shit, George knew that like I would not like it if George says he doesn't like it. When I was listening to punk music and stuff, I remember I was listening to like Slipknot and like Skillet and a bunch of other like Korn and crap back then. And and the thing that like George would say like, yo, these songs are fucking whack. Like take this shit off.
Nah, you're bugging. What?
Back then, yes. Back then when I was like in middle school and shit, George was like, yo, this yo, stop. So like I would take it off. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'll take it off. But like in my head.
What the fuck, guys? Put it back on.
Listen to me, my boy. Calm down. So like back then, in my head, deadass, in my head, my conscience and everything, I'm like, dude, I fucking love this song. Like shit, man, I like this shit. But if George says it's whack, I gotta take it off. Once again, I was a kid, and the thing is that like I never really follow my own shit. I didn't decide what to do or anything like that on my own terms. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know any of this shit. Like George drew before I did. He was the only artist in the beginning, like in my family. And he drew, it wasn't just graffiti, but he drew cars and all this other shit. That's why I got myself into becoming an artist. Because I was just like, oh, like when I was like in 5th grade, I remember I was graduating 5th grade. And then like I was in, like you had every kid in in alphabetical order. They had to get up into the stand where all your parents are there and taking photos and stuff. And they would be like, "Oh, my name is this, and I want to be this when I grow up." And then you just sit back down. That's what they did in my elementary school. I was in school 13 near my house, but then I had to transfer because I fought so much and shit. I had like a problem.
Damn,
So
you was a fucking fiend.
yeah, I had an anger problem because like whenever a kid annoyed me, like if they kept touching me, like stop touching me, and then they keep touching me, like those kids and crap.
Oh yeah.
But I'll punch them in the fucking face, and that's a problem. So like,
Oh damn, you gotta give them a warning and shit. Like
no, I always give them warnings. My warnings will stop touching me, and if they don't, they start laughing. I just punch them, and then they're like,
see, well, you would hit them if they laughed and shit.
no, they laugh and they keep going. I'm saying.
Oh.
And then that's when I'll punch them.
Yeah. You gotta
So-
hit a motherfucker.
So they fucking ended up transferring me. I remember my favorite third grade teacher ever, and I still remember his name, Mr. Kleiner. He was the dopest teacher ever. He fucking told me, "Oh, your parents already know this and everything. You're gonna get transferred into a new school starting tomorrow." No, not starting tomorrow. It was like the weekend. It was Friday, and he's like, "Oh, starting on Monday." And I was confused first, but I was confused for a bit. I didn't know what the fuck he meant by that. I was like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like a different classroom or a different school?" And he's like, "Yeah, school, different school,
Different country.
and they're gonna pick you up from the bus and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't even know this. I just went to school, and they just told me this right when I went into school, and they were like, "You're going to a school called School 16, and School 16 is near Woodrow," and that's when I was like, "Okay," and I got picked up. I saw the big ass buses pulling up in my block, and I'm like, "Shit." And then I was in that school, and I was still in third grade, and nothing ever changed and stuff. And then I started
Damn,
to
third
progress.
grade? You was beating kids up in like second grade and shit?
Pretty much second grade and third grade, I was beating kids up, and they transferred me to School 16, and I did third, fourth, and fifth there. But like in fifth grade, I went up to the mic, and I was like, "Oh, I'm Gustavo Damas, and I want to be a cartoonist." That was the first thing I said. I want to be a cartoonist.
I want to be an MMA fighter.
People been, and it was like, "Is that your son right there?" Telling my mom, it's like,
And then you start punching the fucking mic.
"Oh shit." That's kind of fucking gnarly. He's like, "Yo, this kid got potential." But like, I ended up like, I was like, I wanted to be a cartoonist. That was the first thing I did, and it wasn't because that was me. I was fake as fuck back then when I was a kid, because
nobody knows what the fuck they want to do ever.
yeah, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to fucking do. I did that shit because I was like, George is an artist, and when George told me, yeah, there's jobs for being an artist, like you could be a cartoonist or an animator. That was the only two he told me during that era. So that was like, I want to be a cartoonist. I want to make my own cartoon, and that was like every kid's dream, to be honest, to make their own cartoon and see it like on Cartoon Network or on Nickelodeon or some shit. And that was my dream when I was like a kid. But when I grew up, I grew out of it, and I was just like, I want to be like an animator, something that involved being an artist. But like, but yeah, like anything that George did, I always did. I skated because of George. I did a lot of things because of George. And what's so weird is that I ended up becoming better than him on everything that he did, which is fucking weird. Like if I truly am passionate of what George got me into, I end up fucking with it heavy. Like video games, I would have never even been good at Halo or whatever if it wasn't for him. He got me into Halo. George was like, when I got my Xbox 360 when it first launched, I got it when it first launched, and I got it for Christmas. And I remember when we first hooked it up, George had Halo 3 as a gift as well from my cousin. And I was like, "Yo, you guys gotta like download this shit immediately." And that's when I was just like, "Oh fuck, like this is actually fucking legit. Like this is."
To go back to Halo 3 launch.
Yes, dude, 2007, bro. And like at that point, that's when George got me into it because I played it a lot and I was like hooked on it. But then George realized I was better than him, so George was just like, "Fuck this game." So I was gonna play Forza and playing games like Call of Duty and shit. And I played Halo a lot more than him, put more hours on it and everything. And I was higher ranked than him too. He was like, "Shit, yo, my brother's like 12 years old, and he's almost general." Like what the fuck?
Nice.
So everything that George got me into, I ended up being good at, like video games to art and everything, and it's still part of me till this day. I wanted to know what kind of like music that you get yourself into when you were growing up.
Growing up,
Yeah, like growing up, like what
it
got
was
you into
mostly
music?
rap.
What was
like
the
rap
artists?
music.
What was the artists if you remembered back then?
Probably the most I can think of right now is like Eminem.
So Eminem got you like, hey yo.
Is it back? Was it back? It get back. I can't remember words right now.
No, it's okay. That's exactly how he says it.
Yeah, you know the rap god. He's not so hot now. Back then he was nice.
Yeah, he has a beard.
Yeah,
he has a fucking
weird.
beard. Yeah, he has a beard. Yeah, beard. Did you ever get yourself into like specific like athletics and shit during school when you were growing up? Did you ever do any sports and stuff? Or wanted to do sports?
I did football when I was probably like, I forgot what. I think I was like 8.
Yeah, football.
Shit. Yeah, I played football.
Well,
I can't remember what position I played, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what position, like what did you do?
Bro, I had no concept of anything. What the fuck? I just played. I knew I had to tackle somebody, and I did it.
It's like, yo, Beavrr, you, him, got you.
Bro, and yeah, I had the same situation you had, where some kid would always try to fuck with me, and I was like, yo. I told my parents that shit, and my dad was like, tell him, if you touch me again, I'm not a fucking toy, and I'm gonna tackle you. And I straight up said that shit, and I tackled his shit, because he kept fucking with me.
Wait, what grade were you in? Were you in middle school in football or high school?
I was like 8 or 9 years old, so bro, that's younger than that.
Oh, shit. So you were playing football, like, Little League type era?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It was like I think Pee Wee League or some shit.
Pee Wee League.
Yeah,
dude, like
that's what they called it.
I never played fucking sports like when I was a kid. I think middle school was like the era where I was like I want to actually try. I signed up for basketball and volleyball and like pretty much everything, even like baseball. And the thing is that like I think baseball I kind of like turned down because I was Little League for baseball already. And I was just like, I want to try something fucking new. So I tried out for basketball. And that one, I don't think I was like big on basketball. So then there was volleyball. And volleyball, they wanted me to be a server, a blocker, everything. They fucking loved me in volleyball. And the same thing with high school. And middle school, I remember my parents always turned me down on anything I tried. Because like they always told me, you don't got time for that shit. Like, don't go to try, like, don't try out or whatever. And I always did anyways. I just wanted to know, like, the potential I have if I did succeed or whatever. And maybe my parents would fucking reconsider, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I ended up doing that for middle school. And, like, I was in the top, bro. Like, top. Like, number 1, first picked was me. And I was shocked. I even took a photo of it with my fucking sidekick. Like, I was like, yo, this is lit. And then I flipped. I'm like, I'm gonna text my mom right now. Like, and I remember
everybody had that shit.
Dude, that was like the phone, bro. Like, and I remember like I showed my parents and to be honest, my dad fucked with it. But the fact that my mom just kept denying me, like, no, you're not gonna try out. I'm like, I'm already in though. They want me in the team, and they're like, no.
Maybe she was just afraid of you getting hurt or something.
Probably. They never really gave me...
That was my mom's situation when it came to sports. Because I'm not so much of I'm not a big person. And all these motherfuckers are gigantic compared to me.
I know. I get that shit. The thing that wasn't even like... Well, actually, I can't really say much.
To be honest, I'm glad I did that shit because that shit gave me tough skin.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like, you know, that shit...
A lot of those motherfuckers were mad, like, a lot bigger than me. And I took those motherfuckers down with ease.
With ease, yo. Yo, straight reps, bro. I fucks with that.
Like, how your legs feel, son?
It was like, Beavrr, good job. You're like, thank you.
And then they say, do it again. And I'm like, fuck, my head hurts.
Yeah, fuck. Fuck, I'm dying. Yeah, like with volleyball, like, dude, like, anything that went down, like, I remember, like, I'll be spiking at OD, and my teachers, like, when it came to tryouts, when it came to gym, my teachers didn't fuck with it. They're like, yo, relax. Like, fucking, but, like, when it came to, like, signing up, because, like, every teacher wanted me to. In high school, bro, like, I don't know if you remember a gym teacher named Temesco, Mr. Temesco.
Yeah, I remember that motherfucker.
Temesco was my homie, bro. I heard he got hurt, too.
Hurt doing what?
I don't know. He went to like gym and he got like a seizure or something. I could be wrong.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was something serious. Like he had to take mad time to stay home, and I was so like fucking concerned about it because like we already graduated. I graduated even when I heard about this shit, and then I went to the school, And what's so weird, I still didn't pick up my diploma. I don't know why. I should have asked that day. But like fucking I went to the school, and then I heard about this shit, and they were just like, oh, like it was something. I forgot what it was, but he did get hurt. And I got very, very bummed out by it. I kept thinking about it for like 3 days straight. Because he was my favorite teacher of all time. Like, whenever I did like a 3-pointer in basketball or something, like, yo, Gus! And he gives me a thumbs up. I always thought it was funny. And we always talked about fucking Yankees and shit. We always talked about baseball because he was a fiend with Yankees. And I remembered whenever I saw a game, I would always tell him, did you see the game last night? And he's like, and then he's like, I remember there was a game specific. It was so funny. There was a game specifically with Yankees and Mets. And I remembered the Mets won that game. And it was so fucking hilarious. Like, the Mets destroyed the Yankees that game. It was like probably like 21 to like 1 or 2 or something. No, it was a game like that during that time. And I remembered I told him, like, I was bummed out by it when I told him, I was like, yo, did you see the game last night? And then he's like, yo, that game made me gain weight. And I was dying, bro. Like, the fact, yeah, that was a bro moment. When he told me, when I saw that game, when I saw the Mets win, that game got me to gain weight. I'm like, damn.
Gain weight.
Yeah, I was dying so much, bro. I was laughing so much. And he fucking loved me for it. He was like, he knew George too. Like, he's like, all right, great. George's minion. When I first saw him, freshman year, and George was a senior. When he saw Adamas, he was like, "You're related to George?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, great. They're multiplying." I was dying, dude. I was like, I already know this guy's gonna be fucking cool. But he fucked me heavy, dude. He always helped me out a lot. When I didn't graduate senior year, I graduated, but I had to take summer school. Cause like cause my math teacher was a cunt. She gave me a 68, bro, in my math class. My final grade. She didn't give me a 70.
Telling me this.
Yeah, and like there was even teachers that were like, yeah, like I would have just gave it a 70 to be honest. Like there was some teachers that even said that. There was teachers that said that to me. They're like, I would have just gave you the fucking
word for that
70.
To be like senior year. That's like kind of fucked up.
Yeah, like senior year, and like I was passing the beginning, and then I failed. Like in like the third like semester or some bullshit or something, like the third marking period. Yeah, and she pretty much did that shit. She did me there. Like there were some kids that did fail. But like with me, I tried and she saw me trying and she gave me a 68. But other than that, like yeah, Temesco, he helped out. Like he made me feel a little bit better. It was him, Ashworth's, and my guidance counselor that helped me out. That made me feel a little bit better. The fact that I was like, dude, you're just going to summer school. You're gonna get your diploma and stuff, and I get it. And you can still do your
going to summer school, bitch.
Yeah, that's it. But no, the things that they told me, you're still graduating after summer school, and they told me I can still do my activities. I can still go to prom, and I can still go to Project Grad. I didn't go to prom because I wasn't going out with anyone, and I felt like that was a waste of time because I was gonna be depressed. Being single with no one to go with me and not going on the field, I would have been like, no, fuck that. But I did go to
regret not going to prom, to be honest.
Same here, I did too.
I feel like I would have showed out.
Same here, dude. Dead ass. But like, I did regret not going to prom because there was a bunch of my homies that wanted to go in a limo and they invited me to it, and I was like, nah. I feel like I regretted it. Also, what's this shit called? Project Grad, I did go. And I did have fun, but I left a little bit early. I left like 3 a.m. People stayed there all fucking day.
Oh, I didn't go to that either.
Yeah, fucking,
I smoked hella dank after graduation. And I ate hella food.
Did you, actually, what did you do, you know, when it came to graduation and when it came to school and stuff, were you good in school?
I don't think I ever did homework, to be honest.
You never did homework?
Well, I don't know if I never did homework because I wouldn't have passed, but
hold on just 1 second. Juan is interrupting this podcast and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm doing this podcast, and now he's just like, I need to call you ASAP. What is it? Is it a NECA figure? He's showing me a toy Beavrr. What is it?
It's without the neck grip, because this one's here.
You know,
but You have to see if it says NECA on it because every figure has that. If it doesn't say NECA on it, I don't get it then.
Where would it say it?
It will show it anywhere. Just look around. Oh, yep, it is. Yep, there it is.
But then this one too.
Well, how does it look like? How does the figure look like? Oh, that one's not that bad. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street one that he's showing me right now, Beavrr.
The original. They also have the second one with the 2 dogs.
Yeah, I don't want the second one. I'm gonna get the second one like later on. I don't care about that one.
They do have Annabelle, and it looks perfect, but there's only one problem. Right here, it's like...
No, I can't. No, anything that's ripped and shit, I cannot deal with that.
And here too.
No, fuck that. Nope. Can't do that. Get me, if you're gonna actually buy me one, get me classic Elm Street one.
Oh yeah, they also have this one. That's it. Wait.
Yeah, I noticed it when you took out the other one. Yeah, I saw the it.
Let me see if they have anything else. Do they have more? They have it. Back in the Future, Gremlin.
I'm getting Gremlins like way less. I'm trying to get like the creepier shit. So.
Oh, they have it, but like
Gremlins are creepy.
box.
Gremlins are creepy, Beavrr. But the things that I kind of want like some of like the classic monster ones for my collection.
Gremlins are kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie.
The Gremlins are kind of whack. You just changed your mind completely. Yeah, don't. Get me the thing. Get me the classic Elm Street one, the first one.
Okay, I'm getting myself this.
Yay! Get your Pokemon cards. Got you. All right, I gotta go.
Hey, Mike.
Okay. That was actually perfect for the podcast. I'm not gonna lie, because once again, I did talk about my second episode of the podcast with just NECA figures and just why I got myself into them. So the fact that I got a phone call about it, that's perfect. It kind of sucks that it's on your interview though. You're like, well, no one cares about me. So yeah, like when it came to when it came to high school, yeah, like I can still do my activities and all that bull crap and stuff. It was just more of like I just can't be on the field. That was really it. Did you ever fought anyone in school?
In like 3rd grade.
Who the hell did you fight? You're too gullible, bro.
It's another kid named Jose.
You punched him because his name was Jose? I'm Jose.
No, what the fuck?
No one can be Jose but me.
That kid literally, bro, that kid was bad. He transferred to our school because he was bad. And like the first 2 weeks of school, he was with us. He would just do dumb shit. Like try to pick fights with people. And he tried to pick a fight with me, and I fucking fought his ass.
Did you, who won the fight?
Bro, I won the fight. How you gonna ask that?
It's because, whenever someone says
you
that...
You see me here talking, right? Where's the other one at?
Oh, shut up. You didn't murder the kid. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm saying it in a way that is just like, oh... Because a lot of people are cocky. I'm going to be honest with some fights that I lost in and some fights I didn't. Like, some fights that I didn't win and some fights I did win. I'm going to be honest. I want to tell you. It's like, oh, back in the day in 3rd grade, 3rd grade Jose versus 3rd grade Jose,
bro,
who won?
It wasn't even like a fight. Like, grown-ass people would fight. I just remember having him in, like, a headlock, and then we had to stop fighting.
Whoa, that was insane. It was like, did you fight like your nega self?
Yeah, I was mean as fuck.
It was an alternate skin.
As soon as it was fight round 1 fights, I changed skins right there.
Like you picked the same character.
Shit, I probably fucked up, and I'm like, yeah, you did fuck up.
It's like in Smash when you just hear. You're like, Jose! And then remember in the game fights, ready, go! And you just have an alternate skin. You just have green pants while like other Jose has brown pants. You have him on a headlock and he's like struggling and then like game over. It's like time's up. Right. Sudden death, go! And headlock again. Sudden death. Because no one died, and then you're like, sudden death, go! You have 300%. He had 300%. You headlock him again. Time, and no one wins. That's fucking perfect. What you mean? If he didn't touch me, I touch him. I win.
That's right. I won.
Oh, stop. What? what kind of hobbies do you have other than playing video games? You're like, shit, he got me.
Yeah, I don't. That's my hobby. That's what I do.
Oh. You don't have any other hobbies for real?
I guess working out.
I don't really think of that.
Is that a hobby?
I don't think it's a hobby.
What is it? Like fucking work? What you mean?
What is it? Tell me. No, you gotta actually like have something that keeps you occupied. Nothing to make you.
Occasionally, I watch like shows and shit.
Would that be? I don't think that's a hobby either. That's just you.
What do
just
you mean,
chilling.
Gus? What do you consider a hobby?
I consider a hobby something that, like, okay, like playing video games. That's a hobby. But the thing is, I'm like anything else other than video games. So
Well,
like,
you just took my only hobby.
like with me, like I skate, I do yo-yos as well. Like not purchasing stuff or anything like that. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm buying figures. Like no, that's not a hobby. Even though that's like collecting. I'm saying like other things to keep you occupied other than playing video games. Like once again, I do yo-yoing and like once again I skate and I still skate till this fucking day. So I'm like saying like, is there any other type of hobbies that you have other than video games?
No, not really.
Is there anything that you would like to fucking try out? Or like to get yourself into?
I would like to fucking learn how to rollerblade, like fucking
like rollerblade. Like, are you talking about like the X Games type rollerblade, or just like rollerblade? Like, oh, I'm in like a.
No,
it looks like
I'm in the streets and shit.
Oh
like,
shit!
I just want to
like,
go fast.
Fuck, bro, dude, that's even more sketchy though. Did you ever like
no,
think that?
I don't mean like those inline fucking rollerblades. I mean like the fucking. Bruh, you making shit too complicated.
I'm not making anything complicated. Everything's a question, dude. Like,
bruh, it's literally rollerblades and roller skates. I want to rollerblade.
Okay, yeah, I get that. It's just more just like, damn, dude. Like, don't you ever think that that's kind of like scary? Because even if you're trying to protect yourself, like, if you ever try to protect yourself, let's say if you're trying to like grind a rail and then it just scratches off, it's not that waxed up.
I don't mean
whatever.
like I just want to learn how to fucking go fast. To be honest, I just want to be able to go fast. I don't want to like do all those tricks and shit yet. I mean, if it would get to that point, yeah, I don't care. Why not?
Okay, like that, then that's fine then. Like, and you ever like thought like, oh, like someday I'll actually buy a pair of like some like rollerblades and just like rock out?
I don't know. To be honest, it would either be that or fucking. I don't know. There's a lot of shit I would want to learn.
Like
I want to learn I want to learn instruments.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Like
I want to be honest, I want to learn like a fighting style. That looks like fun. Like and fucking it'll keep me in shape too. Like that looks like it would be a fun workout.
Yeah, like I remembered I was like telling like cuz I play piano once in a while and shit, but like I was telling George like if there's any other hobbies that you like to get yourself into before he was doing the whole Pokemon card stuff. But like I was telling him and he's just like I can't skate because of his job. He's like if I get hurt, then I'm fucked. And like somewhat I'm like I can understand that, but some of that it doesn't really seem like it's that reason. Like
I
I'm
mean,
like
he wouldn't be able to do skates. He would just like ride around, I guess.
But that's what I was telling him. Like, dude, you can go back on skateboard. You don't have to like grind rails and do anything. Like, get used to like doing your tricks again. Do tray flips, do kick flips again. All that little bull crap. He couldn't do none of those things. He never really ever landed a trick by flipping the board. Like only I did. I did the kick flips, the heel flips. I was doing like front side flips. I was doing all this shit. And George never got to that point. George always just liked riding. He liked doing manuals and those manuals, and he didn't really do much of everything. I was the one that was jumping sets, like jumping like actual stats.
Over cars and people.
Not over cars. I don't know why people always do that with skateboarding. Like if they don't,
bro, what you mean?
Like anytime that no one knows anything about skateboarding, but they just picture like the Tony Hawk games, they're just like, yeah, you jump over this, you jump over a fucking building.
Bro, you gotta jump over it.
You're grinding fucking like electric wires, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys on? Like that doesn't really happen. Like,
no, go up there, Gus. Get up there.
I remember like when anyone always fucking said that, even parents, whenever like my friends' parents would like fucking see me skateboarding, or if I skated to Jesse's house and his dad was there, his dad would be like, oh, you're gonna fucking don't skate on the roof, and I'm just like, what?
Don't skate on the roof.
and like he was always like telling me like if I was in like Jesse's pool or some shit, he would just tell me like, oh, you're gonna like skate on the roof and like do a fucking like big twist over the into the pool and shit. And I'm like, I wish. I would love to do that.
I wish.
But like, and he starts laughing and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, anyone always wanted me to, like, people always say that if they don't know shit about skateboarding, they always said that. They're like, oh, you're gonna do a fucking 900 like right in front of me. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, no.
Do a 900, bro. What's wrong with you?
Nice.
Ship like a million times.
How how long have you been smoking weed for?
Probably since like I'm gonna say junior year of high school.
Junior year of high school, and would you ever think to yourself like, oh, I should stop?
Bro, I think of that shit all the time.
You never do it.
Yeah.
Why do you always think of that? Like, you always want to just like quit smoking weed? Is it because of
I
the money?
fucking munch at night like crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking eat. I eat the world.
I eat the world. I eat the world, and I can't stop.
Word, that shit like makes my appetite OD, and I'm like, fuck, I'm hungry for no reason.
You tell me that a lot, actually. When we're playing games, we just start
But
distributing.
no,
Like,
but yesterday,
I'm hungry.
I only ate once, and I'm like, fuck, I haven't eaten.
Yeah, but that's usually common though. That's usually common that you're just like, we're playing games. We play a game, we're waiting in the lobby, and you're like, I'm hungry. And I'm like, go eat, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be right back. and then I close the game that we're looking for a game, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna get food too. Most likely this guy's gonna take light years to fucking get his food or something. And then you'll tell me too. You'd be like, I'm eating a plate of food, so I'll be back later. And I'm like, okay. Okay, Beavrr, do you? And you're like, okay. But like but yeah, like I think I'll never go back to weed. Like I always say like I want to go back just to like smoke occasionally, because I support it.
Go back, like you wouldn't just do it once and then just be like, all right.
No. I mean,
for like the next occasion, I guess.
I'm done rolling. I used to roll everyone's fucking blunt. I pretty much rolled my own shit.
Rolling, bro. You got a pipe and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in my era of smoking right now, if I ever go back, would be pretty much smoking off of a like a oil pen, pretty much.
Yeah, I think I might get one of those.
Like that's like it's useful. You can get a buzz off of that shit too, and it's just like I pretty much just, if I ever go back to smoking, I would just smoke that instead. And that's it. I wouldn't really, I don't want to roll anything anymore. I don't want to grind things anymore. I don't want to do none of that shit. It's a mess and stuff. And to be honest though, like it does make your room smell like OD, like heavy. And I always had so many cans of Febreze with me and shit. And
yeah,
it's just,
smoking on roll up makes your shit like stink.
Dude, there was even moments when like I'll be like, yo, I'm like craving and I don't have that much money, and I'll get like some of the old weed I had, and I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, well, I want something. I want to smoke something, so fuck it. So I'm like, I'll get some of those pieces, and I'll be like looking like on my carpet, and I see like small little bitches of it and stuff like that, small little bits of it, and then like
damn.
Yeah, and then I'll grab that and stuff. Like I was like a savage back then. And I'll still smoke that shit. I won't give a fuck. Like, yo, that shit's still good. What the fucking, what am I talking about? I thought it was gonna be gross. I'm like, no, it is gross. Like, but like fucking.
When I don't smoke on roll up no more. That shit tastes nasty. And that shit is more money.
Yeah, it's more money. And like, I always hated bumming off of people too. I'm just like, yo, can I borrow $5 or $10 bucks?
And I swear to God, that shit makes me more paranoid because I know I stink like crazy.
Yeah, that was also the big... Actually, no, scratch that. Whenever I smoked weed, I always felt like I never smelled. Cigarettes was the thing. When I smoked cigarettes, like, throughout my whole high school life, I smoked cigarettes for, like, 4 years to, like, 5 years.
Damn,
and,
what the fuck?
Yeah, I smoked cigarettes with weed. I smoked weed more, though. I smoked weed for, like, 6 years with college. But, like, cigarettes, I had to stop. It was on and off though. I stopped, and whenever I smoked a lot more weed and I wanted a bigger buzz, I'm like, oh, that weed didn't do shit. I'll smoke a cigarette just to kick it in and shit. Oh, excuse me. And but yeah, like I ended up quitting cigarettes for a while, and I've been clean for like 5 years straight now.
I've been cigarettes suck.
Yeah, cigarettes, blacks. Like I still have videos of like me smoking blacks like on my Snapchat, because I recently came back on my Snapchat and I saw like some old videos of me smoking weed, old videos smoking blacks and shit. And I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, I smoke like every fucking.
I'm not gonna lie, I tried smoking cigarettes and I just couldn't. that shit tastes just like terrible.
Yeah, the thing is that I smoked like Marlboro menthols, and the thing is that I remember I smoked my first cigarette because Kevin gave it to me, and I wanted it. I was freshman year of high school, and I remember like I was skating with him and shit, and a bunch of other skaters, and then I tried my first cigarette. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't inhale it. I didn't know how to. So like I was just like smoking, and I was just leaving it in my mouth, and I spit it. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. I don't know why the fuck people are saying it's addicting. And he's like, you're supposed to inhale it, like get a couple, and then breathe in, like. And it'll go in. And then when I did that, I was like, whoa, and I started coughing my brains out clearly. And I was just like, okay, I get that. And when I started to smoke that whole entire cigarette, I'm like, why are people saying it's addicting? I really didn't know I was already addicted to it when I said that. Because I was just like, I don't know why people are saying it's addicting. Yo, Kevin, give me one more. It's like, and Kevin despised it because he's like, this kid always bumped off cigarettes off of me. And he didn't care though. He's like, you owe me a pack and I'll buy him a pack anyways. And then he'll still give me cigarettes. He wouldn't give a fuck, but he always got mad by it. But like I remember like the smoker hill, always smoked in the morning and smoked at night. There's even moments when I'd be like in school and I'm like, I kind of want to like ditch class just to smoke a cigarette. And the thing is that in my head I'm like, I can quit any day. Bullshit, dude. Do you see yourself right now? You're like fucking shaking and crap. You want a cigarette so fucking bad. And then when I leave, I'm like, oh, thank God. And I'll smoke in school property. I wouldn't even give a fuck. I'll get out of school lighting one up. I didn't even make it to the hill yet. I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, it was that bad. So, like, I did cold turkey. I fucking stopped smoking cigarettes from, like, not smoking at all and not taking shit. Nothing. And it was fucking hard. I was coughing my brains out every fucking day. There was even a day that I puked because I think the anxiety was kicking in, that I needed it and shit. Like, it was OD. But then, like, it started to slow down, not giving a fuck about it. And I started to hate smelling cigarettes. Like, even till this day, I don't even like smelling it. Like, if I see someone smoking cigarettes, I hate smelling it so much. It's so fucking disgusting. And that's why cold turkey fucking helps. Compared to, like, taking, like, those pads that you stick on yourself and shit. Or vaping or some bullshit.
Look weird.
It's weird, but they don't really help as much. Hello?
Wait, hold on. My dad was fucking yelling at me.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, this is a podcast. You can't really, like, hold on.
I might have to. I think I have to send a box, to some store real quick.
Oh, but the only thing I'm just saying is that, like, yeah, if I ever want to go back to weed, I'll just buy an oil pen. I don't really want to go all out.
Yeah. Let me know when you're gonna do that, cause I want to see you high.
Dude, there was a day that, like, George saw me high. And like, George didn't care because I was already above age. I was in college, so George didn't give a fuck. I was high. George didn't give a fuck what I smoked. I'd be smoking cigarettes in front of him during the time, and he didn't care. But like,
damn it, George.
Yeah, George didn't give a fuck what we did. George, I'll be like in a fight, or if he heard there was gonna be a fight, George won't back me up. It's my life and shit. When it came to those scenarios, George doesn't give a fuck
bullshit.
about that.
He'll back you up. Don't say that.
He will never back me up ever. There was a time that Juan was supposed to be in a fight, and I was backing him up, and I remember the kid told me, yo, I was never going to fight your brother and shit. This girl was, like, saying shit out of her ass. I'm like, dude, it's all good. Because he knew the people that I knew. I knew Crips and shit in real life. I knew people that would back me up in fights because they fucked with me with art. They fucked with me that I was a nerd. And apparently
they fucked with you since the 2nd grade because you was a menace to society. Getting everybody up.
Exactly. And like, apparently those kids now were like hard as fuck. Those kids were like in gangs and shit. I knew a kid named Hector. Shouts out to my boy Hector. Fucking, he's a real Crip. And his family as well. And he's a fucking Mexicano as well. He's a Mexican. He's a real Crip. And fucking... He had, like, photos of everything. His dad with the tattoos and all that shit. Real fucking Crip. Knows how to fight and everything. When one of this kid that wanted to fight Juan, because Juan had beef. Like, once again, Juan's gay, and he's, like, arguing with this girl. And this girl's like, I'm not going to punch a guy, but I'm going to make a guy beat you up. So then she was calling this dude that I'm cool with. And I didn't even know about it. But then, oh, thank you so much. Give me a hug. Juan gave me a figure. He just got here. No, we're for the podcast, and it's a live podcast, and I was telling Beavrr about, what was it, Braulio? Yeah, Braulio that wanted to fight you. Yo.
Yeah, he was so shy.
I heard?
I was like, okay, come at me.
Beavrr, is there anything else that you want to do? You want to plug anything? Yes, this is the end of the podcast. You want to plug anything? You want to shout out something?
Yo, follow my Twitch. Buzz Bunny with 3 Z's. Please hit the follows.
Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? Like Instagrams, Twitters, anything you want to shout out before you go?
No.
Not
I don't really know my Twitter and Instagram shit like that, but you'll probably see it on the streams if you join it. Please come through, follow.
There you go. Okay, Beavrr. Have a good one, brother.
All right,
see you
man.
later.
Peace.
I'm Empires.
Wait.
What?
All right, well, okay. Wait. Hang up. Finish your shit and then call me back.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, guys. That was it for the 3rd episode of Vent Your Heart Out. And we do appreciate you guys listening in. And that was live as well. And I will be posting it up on Spotify as soon as possible. It will be out today. And then next week, I got my boy Maz. He's going to talk about TikTok and how big he got on that and a bunch of other shit. And after that, I got to interview my girl Dez. She's a good rapper and stuff. She's big on Spotify. And I got to let her know as well when her interview is going to come up. So till then, hope to see you guys next time. Juan, is there anything you want? You got me this figure, so you can shout something out. It's going to be on Spotify, so people are going to listen. So if you want, you can shout whatever you want to shout out.
Add me on Instagram, either on Wanadame's official or Kendall. Yes, my BBL's journey's on there. Love you guys. Mwah.
Okay, there was the plug for Juan. Okay, have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys next week on a new episode of Vent Your Heart Out. Take it easy, guys.